bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it's so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Stage 1 healthcare facility is coming under fire tonight, and a local resident is calling for answers. Joan Davis Roll reports.
Local resident Lynn Cartwright is outraged. Her concerns are centered around the government's leading public health care facility on Grand Bahama, the Rand Memorial Hospital. Cartwright is speaking out on behalf of a loved one whom she says on 2 separate occasions turned up to the local hospital for a scheduled procedure but was turned away.
The first time when my sister, Maria Cartwright, went for surgery, they told her to come in on the 4th and they would do the surgery the 5th. It didn't happen. So they sent her home. They said the machine broke down, and they rescheduled for the 20th of March, because that was in February. They rescheduled her for March 20th, and they would do the surgery the 21st. Well, yesterday they sent her home. They said no bed. Now I'm very concerned because to me, any surgery is serious. So I'm very concerned, and plus she's a senior citizen. You got to try go an extra mile for your senior citizens. So I'm very concerned. It's not that I'm complaining about the RAN, because I always go to the RAN. I have no problem. But it's just I don't understand why they keep sending her home. And it needs to be done.
The Rand Hospital recently underwent a multi-million-dollar expansion project in 2011. But despite these improvements, many say there remain some inefficiencies. Cartwright is also calling for what has become another vexing problem to be addressed.
They said they have no bed. I feel they need another hospital. Because when they was doing all that renovation, I thought they was renovating to put new rooms and everything. So I feel they need another hospital. Desperately. Plenty of people are getting sick. Because the other day when my sister was in emergency, that was full. So just like that was another ward. So we desperately need a new hospital.
While the series of cancellations remain an issue for Cartwright, other residents have expressed concern about the lack of sufficient beds at the RAN. While our news team went in search of answers from Hospital Administrator Catherine Reish, we were informed by hospital officials that Reish was on a conference call and was not available. Her secretary made a note regarding the nature of our visit and assured our news team that the information would be passed on to the relevant authorities. Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
In news from the education beat, Bahamians are responding to training in the technical areas. Today, during the launch of the Career Tech exhibition, the Grand Bahama community was informed of the programs and importance of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute in the community. Shakara Trott has more.
Grand Bahama is considered the industrial capital of the Bahamas, and BTVI is ensuring that residents have opportunities to obtain specialized training to meet the needs of industries. Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, says Grand Bahama is in desperate need of trained technical personnel. He says the government's aim is to facilitate economic growth and opportunities for all residents.
As your minister, I am mandated to work along with public-private partnerships, particularly at schools like BTVI, in an attempt to diversify our local economy, to wean us off government-funded social programs, and by way of training programs in tourism, industry, agriculture, maritime-related fields, attract young Bahamians to rewarding careers in order to ensure that they contribute to the growth and development of our island and our country as a whole.
The Minister for Grand Bahama says the 18% rate of unemployment is one of the reasons his ministry is working to attract direct foreign investment and create entrepreneurial opportunities for young people.
To date, 1 out of every 3 young Grand Bahamians is unemployed. But I am certain that with the needs assessments that are going on throughout the island and training that is available at BTVI and other private institutions on Grand Bahama, we will correct this sobering reality. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all proud of the contributions that BTVI has made over the years and their development of technical and vocational education and to prepare our local workforce here on Grand Bahama. As an institution, BTVI, you have continued to play an intricate role in the training, and the government of the Bahamas and my ministry fully support the direction the institution is heading in the future.
Academic Dean Valdez Russell recognizes the many contributions of technical and vocational experts.
If when you woke up this morning, you woke up and were able to walk on comfortably tiled floors, thank a technical and vocational expert. If when you went to the bathroom to brush your teeth, assuming you did so, and your water flowed without interruption because you paid the bill, thank a technical and vocational expert. After doing your morning routine and you decided, I want to look good and feel great, and your electricity came on when you powered up your iron, thank a technical and vocational expert.
The exhibition will be mounted at the BTVI office today through Friday. Shakara Trott, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Shakara. Well, on a sad note tonight, a child is dead and a man hospitalized in serious condition following a building fire last evening. According to reports, police received information around 7 p.m. that a building on Grenfell Avenue was engulfed in flames. Officers of the fire department responded, and upon arrival at the scene, they met a 2-story building on fire. The officers discovered an adult male and a male child who were occupants of the building with severe burns about their body. They were subsequently taken to hospital, and reports say that child died sometime today. Now, police say the cause of the fire is unknown at this time. However, they are actively investigating this matter. The Free National Movement is in a rebuilding phase. Well, this according to a local member of parliament who says going forward you can expect a more energized and aggressive opposition. According to newcomer to politics, Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama Peter Turnquest, the Free National Movement may be small in numbers, but they are working hard to keep the government accountable. But there are those within the FNM's base who question whether or not they are doing enough as the opposition.
One of the things that I would ask the public to do is to have a little bit of patience with us, because there are only 3 of our members that are returning members, and so the other 4 of us, actually 4 are existing and 3 are brand new. And as we come up to speed, I think that you will start to see a more aggressive opposition. The reality is that this is the first year, and as we get our feet under us in terms of the new roles and responsibilities that we have, we're coming up to speed.
But he also admits that they are also allowing the government to do the things they say they would do.
We're coming up on the 1st-year anniversary, and at that time we will start to shift into a new mode and start to hold them accountable for the things that they promised the Bahamian people that they would do, not only in the 100-day challenge, but also in terms of the overall agenda that they put forward to the Bahamian people.
Turnquest also talked about his allegiance to the FNM's party leader, Hubert Minnis, and notes that he supports the direction of the FNM.
We support our leader 100%. Dr. Minnis is not the kind of person that is a rah-rah, in-your-face kind of person. He is a lot more methodical and strategic in the way that he is trying to get things done. We are very much in a rebuilding phase. Looking at the things that went wrong, looking at the things that we need to fix. And we are in that process of building the party structure and getting ready to relaunch our focus.
While careful to say that he doesn't want to preempt the leader, Turnquest says the party is now in a consultative phase.
We're hearing from not only our supporters but from the Bahamas on what they would like to see from an FNM government. And once we have completed that consultation process, we'll be in a position to present to the Bahamian public the way forward from our point of view.
The Independence Committee wraps up the Tell Us Town meetings in High Rock tonight. The meetings gave residents throughout the country the opportunity to give an input on who should be recognized as unsung heroes during the 40th anniversary of independence. Co-chairman Peter Adderley says this Friday the committee begins a lecture series in which the stories of 2 great men will be told by those who knew them best.
Sir Lyndon's son, attorney Obi Pinling, and the young reporter that traveled with Sir Lyndon throughout the world during his reign, the Honorable Obi Welchcombe, who's now Minister of Tourism and Member of Parliament for Western and Bimini, they will tell the story of Sir Lyndon. And Harvey Tynes is a former law partner and personal friend of Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield. He will tell the story of Sir Cecil. Businessman and community activist in the West End community, Mr. Hilton Bowleg, will speak to the impact that the life of Sir Cecil and Sir Lyndon has had on the history of Grand Bahama.
Now, Adderley is inviting the community, particularly young people, to attend this forum and to reflect and be educated on the life of these two giants.
In the Bahamas, you normally get half of the story under the tree, a little bit of it on the porch, arguments and debates in bar rooms, but to get those persons who've been closest to our national heroes to take the stage and tell us the stories, I think it's really a one-time memorable occasion, and we're asking Grand Bahama to take advantage of this opportunity during our 40th anniversary of independence.
Now, the lecture series is set for 7 p.m. at the St. Mary Magdalene Church in West End. And finally, in news tonight, today, millions around the globe celebrated World Down Syndrome Day. Here on Grand Bahama, a local organization is doing its part to create awareness on this condition. President of the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society, Wendy Hanna.
People with Down syndrome, their families, friends, teachers, co-workers, and supporters will be celebrating across the globe. Celebrated on the 21st day of the third month of the year. The date is symbolic of the third copy of the 21st chromosome that characterizes Down syndrome. It is the most common chromosomal condition. Join the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society in celebrating the value, acceptance, and inclusion of people with Down syndrome.
She says on Saturday, May 11th, the Grand Bahama Committee will host a buddy walk and is encouraging the community to show up and support this event.
So often, it is not until we are personally affected by an issue that we become aware of the needs that are present right here in our own community. So the committee felt this would be the perfect opportunity to bring some attention to these issues in a relaxed but energized atmosphere. One of the additional goals of the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society is to also form a register of people on the island who are affected by Down syndrome, so this will also take place at the event. Registration forms will be available in the coming weeks, so of course we will be appealing to the entire Grand Bahama community to register. If any churches, corporations, civic groups, or schools want to register as a group, that is, of course, also welcomed.
Well, for more information on Down syndrome and upcoming events, you can visit the organization's website at www.gbdownsyndrome.com.